It's a bad movie that you've somehow watched a bunch of grapes.
You're still listening. This is our final transmission.
We're here. It's the Final Transmission podcast. It's me, Sam Russo. It's Jamie Carruthers. One movie a week from the dawn of time until the end of time. Jamie, how the hell are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that we spent 20 odd minutes chatting beforehand because it's literally the first time I've spoken to a human in days. So I needed to...
You're doing great.
Needed to get lubed up. We had a good chat about wood.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about wood for days. So if you want to hear more about wood, join our Patreon.
Sorry, speaking of wood, I was just adjusting my pants.
It's going to be done.
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
Good.
So we're going to talk about a movie today, which will be no surprise to our loyal listeners who are somewhat familiar with the format at this point. It's a horror movie. Oh, my goodness. Jamie, would you like to tell our listeners, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, what film we're talking about today?
So today we're talking about a Vincenzo Natali film from 2009 called Splice. Sort of a sci-fi horror from the director of Cube, starring Adrian Brody and Sarah Polley.
Who do you think Vincenzo Natali looks like? I think he looks like a cross between Matthew Broderick and Bruce Campbell.
I think there's a bit of like, I definitely see the Matthew Broderick, but I could also see a bit of like Justin Theroux.
Oh yeah, a little bit of that in there.
Yeah.
What do you think his film Splice looks like?
A green thing.
It's pretty fucking green. Yeah, I could have told you the year this was made just by looking at it.
Pretty green, pretty blue. A lot of blue.
Yep. A lot of those hues. A lot of blue, a lot of green.
Yeah. Had you seen this before?
No.
No.
No, I hadn't. No. I'd never even heard of it.
I'm really excited to hear what your thoughts are because when you watched it, you texted me and you were like, have you seen this before?
Have you seen this at all?
That was the tone that I read of your message. I don't know if that's the tone that you intended, but it felt very much like, have you seen this before?
I was asking in earnest, and I think I was asking in this manner. Have you seen this before? I think that's really what I was getting at.
Yeah.
That's what I was shooting for.
And I'd seen this a number of times.
Yeah, your reply fucking sent me into space. You said you said something like yes regularly or something. You've seen this a lot.
I think I said a bunch, and you replied with an emoji of a bunch of grapes.
Excellent, good recall from you.
Yeah.
Well done. I must be really careful with you in future because you remember everything and I remember nothing.
Yeah.
So Splice.
How
and whence was it spliced into your life?
I'm pretty sure I saw this at a film festival in 2009.
Right.
So big screen, all the glory of the Odeon West End or whatever. A lot of blue directly into my eyes.
You were bathed in hues of cyan for 2 hours.
Yeah. I really quite enjoyed it. I think that, I mean, we'll get into it deeper, but I think this is a bad movie that's somehow good.
It's a bad movie that you've somehow watched a bunch of grapes.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder how I feel about it.
I wonder. Should I do a synopsis?
Yeah, please. Fucking hell.
And because this film's quite spoilery heavy, we'll maybe do a bit of an unspoilery talk before the break. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely fine with that.
Good. Okay, so I'll do the synopsis if you want. I feel like I've not done one for a bit.
Yeah, I think you need to pull your weight when it comes to synopsises, to be honest, bud.
Yeah? I think you need to pull your weight when it comes to the edit, but we'll get into that another time.
And the synopsis and forming cogent sentences.
Yeah, forming cogent sandwiches.
Yep.
Okay, so Splice is the story of Elsa and Clive, two genetic scientists who work for a lab called the Nucleic something beginning with E Research and Development, which spells nerd, which is fucking stupid, who are working on some sort of gene splicing technology in order to isolate the specific gene of a new creature that will help cure cancer or something for a big, faceless, evil, big pharma-based conglomerate. When they learn that their research is being shut down because they were so fucking successful, they make one more experiment. They do one more gene splicing experiment, this time including human DNA, which is, by the rules of the movie, and I assume by the rules of real life, probably not okay.
Not allowed.
And then something is born, and that something is the rest of the movie.
Well, very good synopsis, by the way.
Thank you.
11-minute applause at Cannes for that synopsis. Were you a bit disappointed that they didn't call the thing that was created Splice? I really wanted them to call it Splice.
No, I don't think so. And we'll talk more about the thing that was created after the break. Yeah. But for now, Sam, let's talk about some generalities. I like this movie. I think it's good. I think...
No, you don't. You said you think it's bad.
Well, okay. But what I mean is I enjoy it. I enjoy the things that happen, and I enjoy every decision that everybody makes in this movie is absolutely the wrong decision. Nothing is even remotely in the region of a decision that an actual real scientist would make.
No, it's not a very scientific movie, is it?
No.
It's laughably unscientific, and I'm going to go as far as say maybe the only bit of praise I've got for this movie is that it is comedically unscientific. It's really funny. It's almost like if a bunch of scientists said, how hilariously ridiculous could we make all of the science in a film to parody Hollywood's idea of what science is. When hackers are like, I'm hacking into the mainframe.
Yeah.
It's like these scientists were like, we should do a biology over here. Like what the fuck? Like the things that are on the computer screens, nonsense. Every process I'd love it if every scientific process they're doing in this film is complete gibberish. Like that's the wrong tool to use. That wouldn't work. That's wrong. That's my secret dream.
I don't know about the actual science that they're doing, but I know that scientists are meant to be relatively pragmatic people. And I think, first doing experiments using human DNA is not something that they would or should be doing, even if it means that it's their last chance to do this experiment. I think smashing up special equipment that you're not supposed to be using, probably bad. I think hiding whatever you've created in a basement where, maybe somebody could go.
Yeah.
Why does nobody go in this basement? It's in a fucking research facility.
They do have a really long and boring conversation about that basement as well.
Yeah.
Tell us more about this basement, please.
Yeah, I think...
It's like a Dear Landlord song.
So you said you've only got one piece of praise for this movie, and it was that. So you didn't like this at all?
I would go as far as say I hated this film.
Wow. Really?
I didn't... but I can objectively say it's not as bad as how much I hate it. It just fucking pissed me off from start to finish. It's one of those movies that doesn't do anything that I like, so I'm annoyed at it straight away.
I will challenge this later on when we're getting into spoilers.
Yeah, keep it in your pants, bud.
Because there's at least one thing in this movie that I know that happens that you would love.
No, but this is what I think I'm going to blow your mind later on when we talk about that, Jamie. I obviously hate how it looks. It's indefensible the way this film looks. I hate the creature. Can we say that?
We could say that.
Okay, I hate the creature. I hate the plot. I hate the storyline, and I really hate the characters. But
I hate the characters, but I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I enjoy hating the characters.
Yeah, I can't get into hating these fuckers. But strangely, that didn't transfer into a really unpleasant viewing experience. Once you just obviously, as soon as I saw what was on screen before me in the first few scenes, I was like, right, you're not going to like how it looks. You don't like these actors, and this is not a film for you. But try and find something to enjoy. I didn't have to try very hard to not hate the experience of watching the film, but when it was finished, I was definitively in a place where I hated it.
Well, that's fair enough. I have the opposite experience, I think. I also, I mean, I like Sarah Polley.
Really?
She was great in the Dawn of the Dead remake and in Go, two films that I like quite a lot.
What about Adrian Brody?
I mean, I hate Adrian Brody, obviously. He's awful. He's an objectively ridiculous human being who somehow looks like a cartoon character and is just an objectionable person.
Why is he an objectionable person? I don't know anything about him.
Do you not remember when he was on SNL and just dressed up as a Rasta off his own back to introduce the musical act?
No. Fucking hell. Two things. One, he's the most French man on earth who isn't French.
Yeah.
First of all. His IMDb picture is stunning. He looks like a fucking male model. He looks incredible. I don't know. I just think he should be more of an interesting actor, and he's just kind of not.
I think he's quite good in this and in quite a lot of things, but I just kind of hate him.
I've got not a lot of love for him. Do you know what? I thought Sarah Polley's performance in this was so cack that I didn't even realise it was her.
I mean, I like her performance. I like both of their performances, but I hate their characters. And
yeah, that's a tricky one, isn't it? There's something like that happening for me too, I think.
And their characters are so gross.
Yeah.
You're supposed to hate them, so like I feel like.
Are you really supposed to hate them? Do you think so?
Yeah.
Huh. There's just a specific brand of nerd in 2009 that doesn't do it for me, and it's these guys.
Yeah.
I want the lone gunman or, serious white lab coat mega nerds. These like kind of wanna be cool, blue sky thinking, fucking no, it's not convincing. It doesn't land. But it's a character dynamic that I dislike.
It's so real. Like I know people.
Yeah, and it's too gross. I know people like that too, and I don't like them. They fucking wind me up. And it's this like rock star scientist thing. It's one step away from fucking Elon Musk.
It is,
and my hackles are up immediately. So no, dislike, don't like, no thank you.
Yeah, I think the difference between Clive Nicoli in this and Elon Musk is that Clive did some experiments rather than just had some money and bought the results of some experiments.
Yeah, it's a smaller scale kind of irrational hatred, but they just rub me up the wrong way. It's like these guys, that these guys go to escape rooms and they do really well. And, they spend their weekends having a fucking chai latte at the board game cafe and everyone likes them and knows their name. Get fucked. Next.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that really nailed it for me was the vinyl figures. I was like, I know exactly who these people are.
That guy, what's the guy's name in the movie?
Clive
has every single figure from Spawn, guarantee it, in a glass case in his house. And that's fine. All of that is fine, by the way. Every single thing I've just said is fine. But it's the way that they portray that specific type of nerd that just grinds my nads.
Patches on his lab jacket and stuff like that.
Yeah, awful, egregious. No, thank you. Yeah, not into that. Elbow patches, wonderful, love that.
Yeah,
but like band patch, not even band. It's not even a band patch, is it? It says like a patch that says like high voltage or something. It's always that kind of thing. Like, look out and an eyeball. Like nothing shite.
Obviously, it's 2009, and like the vision of like an alternative person in 2009 is very different to now or previous. But I think like nerdy scientists who are into alternative culture have always looked like the same flavor of troll. So like having him be like this sort of cool Burt McCracken from The Used kind of look doesn't work for me.
Yeah. It's a miss, and I think it's a miss because it's badly written. I think these characters have been created by somebody who maybe doesn't understand the nuances of real-life cool scientists.
Yeah.
It just feels clumsily drawn and very two-dimensional and caricaturish.
Have you seen Cube? Vincent Natali's first film.
Yeah.
It's fucking great, isn't it?
I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, it was 1997.
Yeah.
And it again, it looks gross, but I distinctly remember, really enjoying it. Yeah.
It's just like clever to have one set be 25 different rooms because every room looks the same because you're in a fucking gigantic cube.
I'm trying to remember. I can't really remember anything that happens, but I remember it having sort of Event Horizon meets Doom kind of vibes. So the kind of
Yeah, but like without any of the action.
yeah, with nothing like it's all like psychological.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's obviously a director with a very interesting aesthetic palette, should we say? It's not something I like, but
I think he's more of a director with interesting sort of sci-fi thriller ideas.
right.
And things that he wants to say within a sci-fi thriller context. And that's why it doesn't matter to me that none of this movie makes any fucking sense, because like what he's getting at, I'm picking up what he's putting down. So like, I can enjoy that. I mean, the first 25 minutes of this movie is all set up. It's like we're in a roller coaster and it's a 25-minute upwards clunky trip, and then basically down and loops after that, which I'm fine with, but it does take 25 minutes to get where we're going.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
Oh really? The first 25 minutes?
Yeah. I thought they built they didn't build a world, obviously, but they built a relationship dynamic and a situation in which the action can happen fairly well. I thought it didn't feel laboured or too long. Breadcrumb laying was pretty solid, and you sort of knew where you stood by that 20-minute mark when things start kicking off.
Yeah.
Which I've got a lot of respect for in the horror genre, because it seems to be the fucking hardest thing in the world for these people to do. But yeah, I thought that was pulled off fairly well. And because I didn't really enjoy much of what happened next, I was sort of spending a bit of time wishing for the stability of those first 20 to 25 minutes later on in the movie.
I'm desperate to hear what you think about the stuff that happens after the inciting incident. So why don't we go to a break?
Same. Ditto. I want to hear it all.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, we'll go to a break then.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and we'll get into some spoilers, some spoileroonies.
Let's have a delicious bacon sandwich.
Whoa, holy shit. I guess that's why they call it Phantom Power.
All right, Sam, I'm back. Are you back?
Yeah, you were back just before me, you cheeky boy. But yes, I'm back.
Excellent. Speaking of back, do you know who's back? Red Scare Industries are back with a vengeance.
I didn't know they'd gone anywhere.
Well, they maybe didn't, but they're also back.
They're back, Daddy. Back in town. Cranking out the hits for 21 years. Red Scare Industries, redscare.net for all of your punk rock needs. Check it out. New stuff coming out all the time.
Just to flag, Sam's new record, Hold You Hard, is out also, and you should
flag it like a TSA flag.
Yeah.
Flag it like a threat to Western democracy. It's out. Hold You Hard. Red Scare Industries, 2025.
It's good. It's good. It's a good album.
Thanks, mate.
Spoilers for Splice.
Here's a spoiler for you. He fucks it.
Before we get into that, let's just lay a little bit of context down for the good folks.
Lay a little bit of pipe.
So they give birth to a partially human monster creature that's kind of cute. I mean, it's objectively kind of cute when it's a little fucking weird rabbit thing. And then that grows up to be slightly more humanoid.
Yep.
And they definitely are treating it like it's their child.
She definitely is.
I mean, he is too, when...
He does eventually, yeah.
After he tries to drown it.
Yeah, I feel like it's telegraphed pretty hard that there's a one specific scene where she just switches from being a scientist to being like an over-the-top mother.
Yeah.
Which obviously is screaming at the audience, look, she thinks it's her kid. And he is on the outside of that, looking in more scientifically, and then eventually he kind of swings over.
He swings over, but I think he maybe overswings.
Yeah, I think it's crucial to the plot that he becomes its dad before he fucks it.
Yeah. So he has sex with her, and I was convinced that if you liked nothing else in the movie, you would enjoy the concept of that. The idea.
I didn't like it at all.
Why not? It's there's the scene before it where they're like setting up and that's going to happen. Where they're like fucking dancing to the jazz.
Even that was too much for me. I was crawling out of my skin.
Pretty intense, isn't it? It's pretty horrible.
Yeah, I can't remember what fucking movie it reminded me of, but something, it was ick. It was the definition of ick. And I was struggling with it, and I was like, good, that's over. And then, fucking hell, he fucks her. And I just didn't enjoy it. I thought it was bad. I don't think it needed to happen. It was just clumsy and upsetting and strange, and it didn't feel like it fit the emotional timbre of the movie. It feels like I don't know, it feels stupid.
Well, I disagree. The thing that I think is stupid is that Elsa walks in and sees it happening, and then
immediately forgives him and they crack on.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think is egregious. Is that
it's so ridiculous?
They have one like, oh my god, this has happened scene.
Yeah,
and then
he's like, well, leave it in the past. Let's crack on. She's like, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
She walks in on him. Let's just fucking be honest here. Fucking their daughter, and quite passionately so. And afterwards, her reaction is like, yeah, I suppose she does look a bit like me. Like, what nonsense.
I mean, the revelation that she uses her own DNA, is cool. I think.
I didn't think that was a revelation because I thought it was obvious. I don't know at what point we were told it was anything other than her DNA.
It's the vial that she used said anonymous female DNA.
Oh, I just assumed we were all supposed to know it was hers. Like, we're supposed to see through that or past that.
I don't think so. I think that, like...
Fair enough. I mean, as soon as it had a face, it was obvious it was hers.
Yeah, it does look quite a lot like her.
Yeah. So why do you think that was a good choice for the film? Because to that point, we've just got this, like, boring, annoying special effects mess of a child in a fucking dress.
So you know that's 95% a person in prosthetics, right?
Yeah. There are some very good practical effects and some very good prosthetic work. It's not to my taste how it looks, and the CGI bits are fucking dog shit. But that's not taking away anything from the fact that someone did a good job of making it's the art direction that is disgusting to me.
Yeah. I think the CGI is also, some of it is bad.
Yeah.
Some of it is completely fine. Like the
wings.
Fred and Ginger.
Whatever.
There you go. Yeah. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Those are the dancing people. Yeah. What is that all about? That's the point of the movie.
Yeah, is it though?
Yeah. Everything that happens in the movie is telegraphed between those two blobs of skin.
Yeah, I guess.
But like the CGI on those is great. And they are complete CGI creations. There's no practical no practical element of those at all.
Right.
And I think they look great.
Yeah, they look good. I thought they were just like animatronic sacks or something, so that must be good CGI.
And like they had an animatronic like baby bunny Dren that they would use on set, but I think they replaced all of that with CG, and I don't really understand why, because the animatronic that they have that I watched in the behind the scenes featurettes was cool.
Right.
And like I mean, obviously I'm me, so I'll always prefer a real thing over a fake thing. But like it looked identical to the real thing, or to the thing that is in the movie, except was tangible and really there. So I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity when you're creating something that doesn't already exist to use practical effects, because you can dictate how it moves and whatever your limitations are, whether it's quality of work or budget or whatever, you can just say, well, that's how it's meant to fucking move. That's meant to look shiny or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just it didn't land with me. The aesthetic of it.
I do enjoy the aesthetic. I think it's cool. It's just is an interesting approach to making a thing look like something, and sort of capturing the different parts of like the personality of the DNA that is in there. So
I
like,
think it would have been more fun if it had been like a cross between a human and a kangaroo, just a big, gross, hairy, monster-looking thing. Why does it have to be a hot chick?
well, because otherwise,
He has to fuck a kangaroo.
yeah,
Way prefer that storyline.
I get it, but I think that like, and as we discussed on our sort of Patreon off pod, like lonely men will fuck anything. So she doesn't have to be a hot creature. Get away from that.
Yeah, yeah. I could see it coming when it started happening. Excuse me. Obviously, I could see it coming when it started happening because initially I thought that's not going to happen. Surely not. We're going to have a big morality moment here where he goes to his wife and he says, "She's all horny for me. I need to create some distance between me and this weird mutant child we've created." But no, he does the opposite.
Yeah,
And
which
yeah.
not a very believable thing for a scientist to do, but a
Not
very
a
believable
believable
thing for a
thing
man to do. I think.
I don't think it is. I think that's the problem. I just don't buy that at all. I don't see it as part of his character. I don't see it as something anyone I can even imagine would do. And it's so pointless to me in the narrative. Just have something else happen. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. Maybe it's like a shock thing. It's like maybe he got to that point in the script, the final leg, and was like, what can we do to really bring this to life? I know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me as something that happens in the film, and therefore it's just gross. So talk me around it. Explain to me why it's cool and important that he fucks his mutant daughter.
Well, I mean, she's not his daughter, really.
True. Only adopted.
Yeah,
Another one of Jamie's.
she's her daughter.
Yeah.
If
Stepdad, no.
like I don't think it's cool and important. I think it's just an interesting thing to happen, and I think that it illuminates that what scientists are people and are fallible, and they've created this monster, and the monster is doing monstery things, and like in order for Dren, they call her Dren because it's nerd backwards, fucking nonsense.
Such a shit name.
It is. I mean, it's a cool name, but it's just a shit way of getting to it. I think like Dren is a fine name for a thing. Do you know what I mean? It's just like.
Do you know what? I think I actually agree with everything you're saying. In that, I do think it harms the movie, unfortunately. But I'm with you. I don't think there's a defense of it being cool or important. But it's definitely a thing that happens, and we have to fucking deal with it. It's handled horrifically in terms of improving our ability to believe what's just happened has happened with the aftermath. But yeah, maybe it's important. I mean, maybe it's fine. I don't know. I mean, it just grossed me out too much.
Maybe they don't just whiz past it. Maybe they're put in a situation where Dren is now insane and killing people, so they have to deal with that rather than the thing that is important. And then they never get to deal with it because Dren kills him.
Yeah. Why do they have to make love? Like, why is it so intimate? Why doesn't he?
I think it has to be.
It
has to be intimate because that makes it more gross. Do you know what I mean? It makes it more.
Yeah, but does it need to be any more gross?
I think like it has to be. If we're juxtaposing that love making versus what happens at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That I think that's trying to say something. I don't quite understand what that is yet, but like the fact that it's so tender and passionate when it's Clive and Dren, and why it's so horrible and violent when it's Elsa and male Dren at the end. Like there's obviously something at play there. They're trying to say something.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it. Whatever they're fucking trying to say, because it's so clunky. But it does occur to me in your unpacking of those events that he makes love more tenderly and more attentively to his daughter than his wife.
Yes.
Just like lazy, sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, he's also looking at Dren while that's happening.
Looking at her over her shoulder, yeah.
So like it is telegraphed from quite far away that is going to happen, but you sort of don't expect it to actually happen.
Yeah.
Like I think that's interesting. And I think that
I'm ashamed of myself for not enjoying it. You're right. It's the kind of thing that I should enjoy. But
and
I just
they
don't.
also joke about it in the beginning, like when they're like, what are you making? His brother's like, what are you making? And he's like, I'm making a little friend for you.
Yeah, doing a weird science.
But it turns out he's making a little friend for himself.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is how they get her out of the facility, how they can use this gigantic robo womb thing to birth this thing without anybody knowing. This is probably billions of dollars worth of equipment. And they smash it to pieces because something happens to Elsa's arm.
Yeah.
Like, how is any of this possible?
I mean, I don't really care, but I just assume they're just left to their own devices and nobody checks on them or gives a shit what they're doing.
But like, sure, but they're closing the lab down. They're breaking the lab down. So surely they're going to be like, oh, it's been a day and this machine is now smashed with the fucking the wheels off a fucking coat rack. Like,
yeah,
it's not a single use mechanical womb. Like it's obviously not.
Isn't it a cloning machine? Don't they say at the start, like, let's use the fucking clone box or whatever, something like that? I can't remember. It's it's going to be very expensive and they're just destroying it. Pretty cool. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of unanswered questions regarding their autonomy and their ability to just do science and occasionally report to a board who don't give a shit.
There's two people on the board. There's like the fucking Weasley guy and there's like the vaguely threatening French woman.
Yeah, I don't want to stick on this one topic.
Well, we have
a podcast. Yeah, we have. But it is quite a pivotal moment in the movie, and obviously it's a point of hot discussion, I imagine, among fans. There's probably a whole lot of people who love that bit of the film. I think it's the best bit.
I mean, it probably is the best bit. I don't love it. I don't enjoy it. I find it difficult to watch and like horrible. But like you're not supposed to be like, oh, hand me the fucking tissues.
Isn't there a 40-year age gap there as well?
Well, she's
4 days old, dude.
A thing that I also don't understand is like when Dren like goes to escape.
Yeah.
And she's on the roof and he's like,
yeah.
I love you. And she's like, oh, cool. I know what that means.
Yeah.
And then in the next scene, she's like, what are these sounds? Like she's never heard music before. How does she know what the concept of love is?
Yeah, exactly. That creature character doesn't make any sense. Nothing. I get it. She's just a bin for all these half-baked themes about man and science and corporations and, but it would have been cool if there was some kind of something to hang your hat on with this character, something that actually makes Dren a real character and not just a receptacle, for want of a better word, Adrian Brody. God, what a fucking awkward sex scene to have to act as well. Can you imagine? He's reading the script and he's like, cool, scientist, nice, got patches on my lab coat, I'm a cool guy, great. Oh, I make a monster, fair enough. Oh, and then I fuck it. Brilliant.
I think that's the thing that Adrian Brody read and was like, yeah.
Sold. You don't even have to pay me for this one, boys. I'll take one for the team. She's not actually as young as I thought. She was born in 78. Because I was looking at it on screen and I was like, it just looks like an old man and a really young girl, and I don't like it. Gross, badly done. Sorry.
I don't think it's badly done. I think like it's meant to be gross, and if you're thinking it's gross, then it's doing what it's meant to have done. Yeah.
I'd rather it was funny.
Well, it's not really a funny movie.
No, it's really not. What are we're giving Vincenzo Natali a pass here? He's allowed to do that in his film. It's fine.
He's allowed to do whatever he wants, right?
I suppose. Do you like her little stabby tail?
It's there.
Yeah.
It's not what I would have done if I'd have written this movie.
Yeah, what would you have done? Because I knew that I in my head I was like, oh, Jamie's going to hate this weird little proboscis tail. He wants something different. What would you have?
Just like claws are fine. Shred people.
Teeth are fun.
Yeah. Shred stuff with your claws. The thing about the tail that makes it annoying for me is when she just is like, oh, I'm just going to annoyingly stab something really quickly.
Yeah.
Like the cat and also Adrian Brody. Like,
yeah.
And it's a really unsatisfying way to kill somebody in a horror movie. And like, I
It's
guess
a CG tail.
yeah, and I guess that they're not like, oh, cool, this is about the killing.
Yeah.
But she's doing these things maliciously. Drenna's she kills the cat because she was told that she wasn't allowed to have the cat, and so she's sort of rebelling against her mum.
Yeah.
There's no satisfaction in that. It's not even like it happens in a way that you have any emotion about the cat being killed. And like, obviously, this is me talking, and I'm watching a cat die in a movie. Like, this should affect me on an emotional level.
Yeah. Should always.
But it doesn't, because it's just like,
yeah. It's bad.
dead.
Bad. Yeah, it's bad. It's you have to get tails really right in a movie if they're going to be any kind of threat or weapon, or because they're looming. You know, they're coming in from the side of the shot quite a lot of the time. They're in the background, coming up behind someone. So to not have it be particularly menacing is a bit of you failed the tail.
Yeah. I mean, the scene, the really sort of challenging, demoralizing, dehumanizing scene for me is when Elsa decides that she hates her and straps her down and strips her off and then cuts the end of her tail off.
Yeah.
Like that's the most horrifying scene for me. And
yeah, that was more challenging than some of the stuff we'd seen up until that point. But I felt like, again, it was just a weird character pivot on her part. It didn't feel like something based on the entirety of the movie that she would actually do.
Well, I mean, obviously what they're doing is that they're tapping into her abuse as a child by the hands of her mum, and like clunky, and they don't sort of give it the space that it needs. But like, she talks a lot about like the abuse from her mum, and we see her childhood room, which is the basement room from Barbarian. It's like it's pretty grim, and so we're able to extrapolate this horrible childhood, and then when she finds motherhood challenging, she falls into these routines that her own mum was guilty of. Like, that's what they're doing, but it does feel like a hard pivot.
Yeah, it's very sudden. It's a real switch.
I mean, she does kill a cat though, so like maybe.
Yeah. Well, what we've learned is how not to continue making cool scientists. We don't really need any more reasons to tell people not to abuse children, but if you abuse your children, they'll grow up to think it's okay to be a cool guy scientist, so stop.
Yeah, I found that scene the funniest and also the most difficult though. She's got like this little weird harness to like keep the tail tied down, which I think is... Where did you find this? Did you like fashion this little leather papoose off screen? Like...
Papoose. It's probably for all their like experiments on monkeys or something. I don't know. What animal is she, by the way? What fucking animal DNA do they use? Because I could have sworn, bear in mind I only watched it once, and I was furious that they just said animal DNA. They didn't say what.
No, they list them off like a bunch of times. So
I was just surprised every time a new animal thing happened. So I must have completely missed that.
They say that they use the DNA of horses, birds, fish, salamanders, stingrays, and kangaroos.
Why the fuck did you do that?
Well, because they're
mix together all the animals, just get fucking Noah's Ark in a blender and then blast a bit of human in there and be like, yeah, let's see what comes out. I bet it will be cool as fuck.
I guess the implication is that they've done some sort of science beforehand.
Yeah, what a fucking joke.
And that's the perfect combination to get this special
sexy
thing that they're
girl.
trying. No, the compound that they're trying to isolate or whatever.
Yeah.
The H251 or whatever. Like it's fucking gibberish.
It is, yeah.
Like
that's almost fun.
Yeah.
That's some fucking Animorphs shit.
I have a great respect for what they're trying to do. And they're trying to tell a story about scientists at the most base level. Like, you showed an alien a guy in a coat with a test tube, and you were like, what does he do?
Yeah.
And they tried to figure it out based on no context, and that's what this movie is. But like,
yeah,
I just think it's kind of fun, and all of the stupidity of it is fine.
I thought that for you when I was watching it. I was like, Jamie's gonna. This is a Sunday afternoon Raz for him. He's gonna be fucking hooting and hollering and having a good time. Even though its attempts at being lofty, in my opinion, are fucking boring.
Yeah.
I did. In my secret little heart, I was very happy for you that I thought you'd enjoy this. I made one note and I crossed it out. About 15 minutes in, I wrote, this should be an X-Files episode. And then when it got really shit, I crossed it out because it's not good enough to be an X-Files episode, in my opinion.
There are a lot of shit X-Files episodes.
But they all have Mulder and Scully in them.
Yeah.
Which is how you save the day.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think there is a X-Files vibe to this.
Big time, yeah.
And also, like, do you remember Chris Cunningham? Are you familiar with Chris Cunningham? Was like a British, like, music video director. He made like a film called Rubber Johnny, which was about like a weird blob man.
I remember that, yeah.
And did like a bunch of Aphex Twin videos. Like, I feel like this movie would have been way better if it was Chris Cunningham rather than Vincenzo Natale.
Yeah, maybe. Or who directed The Shape of Water?
Guillermo del Toro, who produced
a good
this.
Guillermo del Toro movie. He what?
He produced this.
Oh, right, okay, interesting.
He was very
smelled
involved.
a bit.
Yeah,
Smelled a bit like him. Yeah. Well, that explains the fucking having sex with your daughter scene. That's Del Toro to the max. I bet he had nothing to do with this film, and I bet they were 2/3 of the way through shooting, and he walked in and was like, "He should fuck her," and then left.
Well, you're wrong. He was very involved from the very beginning as a very hands-on producer.
I bet it was all his idea.
But like, he doesn't do that in loads of stuff.
Yeah, but it's a very him move.
I don't know if it is. If it was going to be a very him move, we would have had more Doug Jones, and we didn't have any Doug Jones in this movie.
Maybe, yeah. It felt very Shape of Water at times. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Did you like that film?
I did, you know.
I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. Like, I like.
Surprised
obviously,
myself.
we've talked about the sort of the romanticism and the tragedy of like the Universal monsters.
Yeah.
And some of that is in here. Obviously, they are very pointedly called Clive and Elsa, which I think is borderline annoying.
I mean, it's every decision like that in this movie is annoying. But yeah.
Like, also, Colin Clive plays Dr. Frankenstein, and Elsa Lanchester plays the Bride of Frankenstein, but she's the monster. So
yeah, it also doesn't make any sense.
And like, I guess she does some pretty monstrous things in the movie. But
is it a misogyny thing? Are we saying that he turned her into a monster, or is it just lazy, sloppy naming?
I mean, it's not lazy and sloppy. It's very pointed.
Yeah,
but I don't understand.
It might not mean anything. It might just be like, a reference.
We're alluding to a Frankenstein thing, so we're gonna say
use Frankenstein words. Yeah,
words. But like, fucking call them
Frankenstein and Igor.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it properly.
Francesca N. Stein.
Frankie Stein. Yeah, pretty good.
I'm pretty sure Frankie Stein is one of the monster. What's the little girls' monster Barbies that they have? Monster High. That's what that's called.
Little girls' monster Barbies.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it
like
is.
Barbie, but
monsters.
goth.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the Frankenstein one is called Frankie Stein.
So, is there anything else that happens in this movie that shocks and appalls you?
I mean, obviously, the egregious sexual assault that takes place at the end is, I would say, quite unpleasant.
Yes.
It's undercut by the entire movie and also the thing that happens in that scene. Like the inside you thing that he says is, it's just like it's just a bit on the nose and a bit unnecessary.
Yeah. What? I mean, so many whys and so little time, but are we supposed to want Dren to be dead by the end? Is the pendulum swing supposed to be towards us perceiving her as just a straight up villain, like a raping monster? Is that what's happening? Right, okay.
Yeah, and I think that, like,
weird.
Interesting sort of misogyny take is that, like, or misandry take is that, like, Dren becomes a villain when she becomes a man.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the thinking behind that is. But like I say, it's all telegraphed with Fred and Ginger. Like Fred and Ginger imprint, they have a little moment, and then somewhere between that and the next scene with Fred and Ginger, which is probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. The fucking Addams Family play thing that they do where they drench the audience with blood. It's fucking great. Really good fun.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, Fred and Ginger, and then Ginger becomes male over the course of some things that we don't see, and then ultimately kills her rival. But yeah, that is the best scene, I think. Also, the first time we see like a bright color that isn't blue in the whole movie. Like they basically, it's all blue and muted tones, and then when we see the tank full of blood explode onto all of these pharmaceutical stakeholders, that's the first moment of vibrancy in the movie, and I think that really punches you in the face in a way that's quite cool.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that as being I hadn't thought about the gross color palette as being a base layer for a more dramatic splash at some point.
Well,
Seems like a big sacrifice, but
the gross color palette is absolutely a choice designed to keep you at arm's distance from what's happening in the movie, and it only sort of occasionally brings you into these moments like that one, and then the dancing scene, the whole color palette changes to almost like 1940s like technicolor romance
sepia
type thing. Yeah, it's totally a choice. I don't like it as a choice, but I understand what they're trying to do, and so fair fucks. But like,
it's also 2009. Kind of everyone's doing it.
Yeah,
not a justification, but it fits.
Well, I that's what I sort of applaud Vincenzo Natali for doing. Is like,
how long for?
Not 11 minutes, but some fucking dickhead at the studio or in the producer's gallery are like, you need to make it look fucking gross. It's 2009. That's just the rules. And he's like, okay, but only if I can do that for a reason. Only if I can like make it a character or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
And he does just about manage it, but it is gross.
It's a long walk to that moment, that payoff. But yeah, you're right. I think there is something to be said for the integrity of that choice. Maybe it's not just a absolutely minging visual. Maybe there's a deeper purpose. The more we talk about it in this way, the less I understand why I hated it so much. I think maybe it just put such a bad taste in my mouth towards the end. Obviously, it had one of those endings that I hate, where it's just like everything's off the rails, everything's getting bigger and weirder and more, not literally exploding, but like, constant explosions.
I wish there was more explosions. I wish there was an actual explosion.
Oh yeah, I would have fucking bit my arm off for an explosion at various points in this movie.
I think like the moment when she's killing Dren, and Dren's like final fucking fuck you is to stab Adrian Brody in the neck with the stingy tail. Like it's just it's lame.
That just grows back, right? She just pops another one out.
Like it grows back during the sex scene. Like
oh yeah, she's got it up in the air.
But like it just feels like, oh, we need him to be dead. So let's do it.
Why do we need him to be dead, do you think?
So she's in an insane, tragic position to sell her unborn mutant incest baby to the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, that's a weird question I didn't actually ask myself at any point. But yeah, why does he die? Are we supposed to see him as a bad guy by the end as well? Because he fucked her?
Yeah.
Or are we... Right, okay.
But I think the ultimate thing is that everybody is bad. Everybody in the whole movie, there's not a good person in the movie, apart from maybe his brother.
His brother seems all right.
Yeah.
His brother seems like a pretty easy hang.
Yeah, but like apart from him, and like we don't know what he's doing with his fucking Japanese body pillow at home. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I don't... You're reminding me why I don't like it. Nobody makes any sense, and there's no one to root for, really, which is a real problem for me in a movie.
I mean,
even if I'm rooting for a douchebag, like
you kind of root for Dren.
I don't. She sucks.
Like when she's a child and when she's sort of ostensibly cute and looks like she's from a Bjork video, like I'm okay with that.
I'm all right with the form where she's got the two little whiskers, very briefly.
Little baby, two-leggy bunny
Yeah,
thing.
that's all right, I guess. But I don't root for that character at all. I think they do a terrible job of making that a sympathetic creature.
I think they do quite a good job, and they burn that goodwill really quickly.
If you want it to be a more of a sympathetic creature, just have it look more like Gizmo or like a little Furby.
But I think like they make it. I think
it's got to be sexy.
Yeah,
it's got to be fuckable.
They've
That's
got to
the
make it
problem,
fuckable.
Yeah, Gizmo's pretty fuckable. Let's be honest.
And see, this conversation we're having here is why I don't understand you not enjoying the sex scene.
Because it's fucking. It's because I'm gonna say it. It's because it's wrong. I enjoy a lot of very wrong sexual conduct, but I don't enjoy watching fucking Adrian Brody have sex in this groomy uncle pedo way with this fresh-faced, innocent little mutant child. It does not strike any of my... Like, if I'm the skeleton playing my own ribs as a xylophone to make myself laugh, none of it makes me giggle. It doesn't hit me in the right place. It's not interesting, funny, sexy, or cool, which are my criteria for good, raunchy escapades.
Yeah, I think
it's off pitch. It's too blue.
I think that like the thing that makes it so challenging is the fact that they shoot it just so romantically. Like it's a beautiful, wonderful sex scene. And that's obviously on purpose. They're not doing that. No one tripped and is like, oh, I made the lights go fucking dazzly. Like
no one tripped and made Casablanca.
Exactly.
It's a fucked up thing to do to a viewing audience. I can't believe you had to watch it in a cinema. I'd have crawled out of my skin and trickled under the door to get out of there.
With like, I don't know, 600 other people. Like,
I know.
Sold out fucking screening. Beautiful.
That's a rough thing to put humans through. Yeah, that's why I don't like it. It's not fun enough. I don't like that creepiness that Adrian Brody brings to that scene and that the script demands. You know, that is scripted in a very specific way. Like you said, it's shot in a very specific way. It doesn't do anything that I find to be fun. I could talk endlessly about having sex with Gizmo because that's just objectively hilarious. But there's nothing about that that's fun to me, really, sadly. It's not meant to be, obviously, but...
It sounds to me like this film sort of kind of works on you. Because like
I think it works. Yeah, I think it does kind of just work. It's just not something I want to work on me.
Yeah.
There's nothing to really enjoy for me in this film. Because it's a lot of things that, you know, we've discussed at length in terms of my personal taste I don't like. And then it does one fairly wacky thing that throws me way out of kilter. And it doesn't resolve satisfyingly for me. That's the main... All of that can happen, and if you've got a banging ending or like a real high and tight moral message at the end, or something's pulled back together to give you a sense of coherence and purpose, and like, oh, I've been put through the ringer here, I've been absolutely sent through the sawmill, but at the end of it I've got a lovely table. No, you got nothing. You just got a fucking mess on your hands. You got sawdust and pissy jizz.
Yeah, I think like they've got these lofty ideas. And like I say, I do enjoy the film. I think that like ultimately it gets me where I need to be in terms of like understanding the worldview that they're presenting.
Sure.
And I ostensibly agree, you know, science may be bad. But
science may be bad. It takes an enormous amount of creative discipline to not get sucked into every single possible theme that this movie could be about. Do you know what I mean? It could be about love, relationship dynamics, power, misogyny, abuse. It could also be about corporations, commandeering the work of good scientists and creating bad science. It could be about fraud. It could be about the industrial pharmaceutical. It could be about all of these things. Or, to do that, you need to be a really fucking good writer director, and you need 3 hours. So you need to really pick your fights and where you're going to point the spotlight. And they don't. They just kind of shake it all over the place for 2 hours, and it's right.
Yeah, they're ultimately trying to say, science maybe shouldn't. But like Jeff Goldblum conveyed that message in one line in Jurassic Park. Like,
yeah, and The Fly.
Yeah, and also The Fly.
King of the scientists, Jeff Goldblum.
See, they are definitely trying to make like that sort of cool, quirky scientist that Jeff Goldblum is when he's Seth Brundle.
Yeah, but
they're just it's Adrian Brody, so you automatically just want to punch him in the eye.
Brundle is so charismatic.
Yeah.
And so fun to look at. I'm not going to objectify Goldblum in that movie. I mean, he's fucking shredded in that movie. But he's so entertaining in every respect. And I'm not trying to say Adrian Brody looks shit or, isn't a good actor or anything like that. But he doesn't have that same arresting magnetism that somebody like Jeff Goldblum does to pull off an unlikable nerd.
Well, I think like the difference between like what was considered cool and charismatic in 1986 or whatever, and I think that's timeless. Like the Seth Brundle characterization is a timeless thing.
Yeah.
But like the sort of outsider cool of 2009 is not timeless. And I think that there was probably a 15-second period where the character of Clive Nicole was considered cool to a certain subset of people.
Yeah, I think you nailed it there, because it's your Seth Greens, it's those guys.
You love Seth Green though, right?
I respect him as an artist. I think Robot Chicken is quite possibly the most underrated comedy vehicle on the fucking planet. But he had that like indie pre-emo edgy kid at high school thing nailed, right?
Yeah.
He characterizes this era for me of those sort of guys. And Adrian Brody, I don't think is right for that.
One last thing that I wanted to say that is a thing that I think is really wrong with the movie is that it has this really, really earnest, big Hollywood sweeping movie score that just feels so out of place for this is quite a big budget movie, I would say. It's $30 million.
Very surprised by the budget.
Yeah. And like, I think you can see it, but it feels like an $8 million fucking Twisted Pictures, like, kind of movie. It all looks better than that. But like,
especially for the first 20-25 minutes, I was wondering if it was going to be a 2-person cast.
Yeah.
Like, it was so sparse.
Obviously, a lot of money went into the special effects and presumably the score. And probably at this time, Adrian Brody, who had, I believe, won an Oscar at this point, has...
For what?
Didn't he win an Oscar for the Pianist?
Oh, I haven't seen that.
That's the concentration camp situation. Give me an Oscar, please movie.
Right, got you.
If you want to win a fucking Oscar, you make a movie about being a sad man in a concentration camp.
Not pianos. He's quite good in Asteroid City.
I haven't seen that. But yeah, so the score, I think it just feels like it's from a completely different flavor of movie. And I think because this movie is made by a low budget style sci-fi horror director, and it's a sci-fi horror movie made in 2009 and looks like, or has the patina of a cheap horror movie made in that period, like having this big sweeping huge orchestral score is just so weird.
Yeah, it's another Shape of Water move, I think.
But I mean, Shape of Water feels like a big sweeping Hollywood movie.
Yeah, it lives up to the score for sure.
Yeah.
Score for sure. It just doesn't, it doesn't fit and it doesn't match for me. But at least I was thinking exactly that while I was watching it. I was like, do you know what? This could all just be horribly dated derivative industrial metal.
Yeah.
Like, it really could have been just Trent Reznor does incredible score work in my opinion, but it could have just been like Rammstein the whole way through. And that would have been insufferable.
Yeah, and if it was the Momentum or Twisted Pictures or whatever version of this, then that's what it absolutely would be.
Yeah.
But
What's
I think
the
they're
studio whose like opening logo thing is all the thorns and barbed wire?
Twisted.
That's Twisted.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
yeah, they make all the Saw movies, and
Yeah.
But like, I think that they spent so much money on this score that they're like, well, you're gonna have to fucking hear it because it's far too loud all the way through. Like, you should never notice a score.
Yeah, you should notice what it's making you feel, and ideally afterwards.
Yeah.
Unless it's a Western.
Well, yeah, it's part of the landscape.
Yeah.
In a meaningful way rather than like in an emotional way.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't do a good job there. It's not bad, but like you said, I think that would be my summary of this whole movie is that while it's not bad, it is very clumsy.
Yeah. I think technically everything is good. It's well shot. Obviously it looks a certain way, but it's shot well.
Yeah.
The acting I think is good, but the characters are bad.
Yeah.
Like everything is technically operating at a solid 7.5 out of 10. Do you know what I mean?
It's almost like the whole movie is a would you rather question from start to finish. Like, you can have good actors, but they're going to be shit characters. It's like there's one drawback to every positive the whole way through. You can have a good score, but it's going to be really fucking loud.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think everything is operating at least 7.5 out of 10. But somehow the movie doesn't feel like a 7.5 out of 10 movie.
No, it feels like a 3 out of 10 X-Files episode.
I'm going to give it 5.8 out of 10.
5.8 watts.
5.8
gigawatts.
1.21
gigawatts.
I'm going to give it 5.8 centimeters between my eyeballs.
Took me a minute. Pretty good.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, that's
out of 10.
I feel like that's a very fair rating, and I think if I was able to be objective in any way, and if I wanted to be, I'd be ranking it similarly. But because I don't like it, I'm gonna have to give it 3.2 cum-drenched gremlins out of 10.
How long would it take you to drench those gremlins?
I doubt I'd get it out of my pants. They'd be lucky if they get any of it.
Was there one to start off with, and then the other 2.5 or whatever it was popped out?
Yeah. Ah, gremlins. So much better than Splice.
Well, I don't know how much is going to stay in the edit here, but I do think that it's worth a watch, Splice.
I mean, why not? Like, there are definitely worse movies, and this is a very, very specific proposition for a very specific audience. I think if you like any kind of scientific horror, thriller, anything in that genre, and you're kind of maybe rummaging around near the bottom of the barrel, you'll know what you're getting into as soon as you see the fucking cover of this movie or read even like a cursory review.
Yeah.
There's something in there for fans of that genre, absolutely. I think this is probably like people who like Angel will love this. People who like Species will love this.
I mean, there is some crossover with Species, but I think Species, which is doing a very similar thing, but obviously it's an alien.
Yeah.
I think Species does it better.
Oh yeah.
And she's an adult woman.
Yeah.
In Species,
doing adult woman things.
Doing very adult woman things.
Yep.
I rewatched Species relatively recently after having not seen it since I was a teenager, and there is way less sex in it than I remember there being. I remember it being like wall-to-wall rutting.
Right.
And
it's not.
It's absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's like there's so much more movie that happens. It's real, real
I felt
tragedy.
the same about there's some Steven Seagal movie I was convinced was just basically a porn, and it just wasn't. Maybe it was Under Siege. I seem to remember there being loads of fucking in Under Siege, and I watched it and I was like, oh, no fucking. What the fuck?
Also, well, similarly, and then we'll end this podcast, I remember watching the Russell Crowe gang violence movie Romper Stomper. So
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
romper? There's got to be some sex in this, right?
Nope. Just
Oh,
people getting their fucking heads kicked in.
Yeah, I watched it on fast forward when I was about 9 years old. Like, come
Brilliant.
on, get me to a sex scene. There is no sex scenes in Romper Stomper.
Something nice to have chiseled onto your grave. Well, listen. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to Final Transmission. Go watch Splice and then visit our social media at FT Horror Show on the platform of your choosing. And tell us what you thought.
Yeah. You can also support the podcast in a number of different ways by visiting those aforementioned social media platforms. You can, first and foremost, the most important one is to engage with us on Patreon. You can sign up there for a measly $5 per month, and you get unedited video and podcast versions of this episode and many, many others like it. You can make sure that you're subscribed wherever you're listening to this. Leave a review, rate us. That all helps.
Tell your
And
friends.
Tell your fucking mutant surrogate daughter about the podcast.
Give us a giant pencil.
Give us a giant pencil. Write us a giant postcard. Do it all.
Write us a giant check. That would be ideal.
That would be ideal. And we'll see you next week for another review of another horror movie that Sam's probably not going to like.
Wait, let's do it.